Welcome racers, race fans, all the like to round 2 of the sim racing Mania Gt3 Championship. Today we're at the iconic Le Mans Circuit de la Sarthe racetrack where they hold the 24 hours of Le Mans every year. Awesome, amazing racetrack. As you can see, 13.5 kilometers long, 8.5 miles-ish, give or take. Now, before we go any further, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Hotel Bedrock, Hotel Blackfoot, if I can get this right, for sponsoring Jack and Colin today. As you can probably see, Jack's car is now fixed. It is now actually correct. It is his black and orange livery, with his number on it, as we'll see kind of right there. His number 97 going down the road. It is a very rainy day today. Very, very rainy day. I don't know what on earth happened, but it decided to rain in France, and Jack and Colin, as you can see, are going to have a little bit of issues with the rain, but hey. Going into the standings after race number 1, Tomas Golab in first place, taking the 60 points plus the 1.4 qualifying on pole. Anti-Rassi in second with 53, Andrea Zampini in third, Mada Andinka fourth, so on and so forth. Colin, our boy, sitting in 9th, and then Jackaboy not too far behind him, right in 12th place there. So both drivers got some good points last race. Hopefully we can have the same thing come out today, but with the rain, who on earth knows? Especially at Le Mans. I mean, 21 corners, and how many kilometers did I say it was, Howard? 14 kilometer track. Like, that's a long track. We're doing 4-minute lap times in the rain at the moment. That is a long time for one lap for these guys. It is an hour and 15-minute race, so we are gonna be doing about, I think we figured it out to be like 12 laps, I think, if my math is right. If they can stretch it, I think they can get 7 or 8 laps out of a tank of gas. They're using 15 liters per lap. That's stupid amounts of fuel. That's like driving on the highway from here to freaking Airdrie. That's how much fuel you're using. Like, it's stupid. These guys are using that per lap. That's every 4 minutes they're using 15 liters of gasoline. That's a lot of gas. So they're going, yeah, they're doing, I mean, I think the top speed I saw on the back straights, the Mulsanne straights, I think I was seeing 275, 280-ish kilometers an hour. Like, dude, that's insane speeds. As you can see, as we're riding on board with Zampini here, let me get rid of this board. We're riding on board with Zampini. Practice is almost over. This is just quick practice. But yeah, they're doing 275, 280 kilometers an hour in a straight line in the wet. In the wet. And then you have to come to a complete stop, almost, to get around some of these corners, as we will see. Hopefully there's not going to be too many crashes, but we're going to go from there and see what it's like. I love Le Mans. Anybody who has not driven Le Mans, I highly, highly, highly recommend coming on down to Tracksvr, trying it out. Or if you're not in Calgary and you have a sim at home, try it there.
Tracksvr may be coming to you soon.
Yes, that is true. Tracksvr may be coming to a town, city, area near you at some point. We're very hopeful, as Schoolian just comes to a stop there. Anti-Rassi. Oh, let's go. Let's see if I can find out who's behind him. Nope. Mizio? Yeah, let's see if we can go on board. There's the spray. Oh, and of course, he goes into the pits. But as you guys can see, it is raining like crazy. Those wiper blades flailing like their life depends on it. I was talking to Jackaboy earlier, and he said following behind anybody relatively closely to get a draft is next to impossible because you cannot see. So all drivers have to keep that in mind when following people, especially on the Mulsanne straight. Coming into this corner is going to be fun because you're either going to lift and miss your braking point, or you're not going to lift and miss your braking point, or you're going to lift and hit your braking point. So it's going to come down to every driver. Let's go into, as practice is over here, let's go into, Michael did send me some info about the ballast because I was a little bit confused about it. So we have a success ballast that gets applied every race to the top 3 drivers and all that stuff. So Tomas has a 30 kilogram success ballast penalty. It's penalty if you want to call it that. It's just success ballast. Basically, they add 30 kilograms to the car to make it slower. Anti-Rassi has a 20 kilogram success ballast, and Andrea Zampini has a 10 kilogram success ballast. So yeah, it's going to be interesting as each kilogram slows the car down by about 3. If I'm remembering what I looked up, it slows it down by about 3/100ths of a second per kilogram. So you guys can do the math. I'm not going to sit here and do quick math for you. Team standings, because I can't put that up on the screen here. Team Future, which is Dennis Van de Ven, Antirasti, Tomas Golab, the guys that are stupid fast aliens. They're at 114 points in first place. Renegade Sim Racing, which is Bernardi. Oops, wrong button. I can't see the names very clearly because my screen's too small. Zampini, the other 2 names actually haven't showed up yet, so they're at 64 points. Rapid Racing, Michael Nizio and freaking A. He was here last race, starts with a K, can't remember. Then Psychopath E-Racing Academy, which is Mada and Dinka and that big massive Bentley. Then we have Tracksvr in 5th place with Colin and Jack, and then Future Red in 6th, Simitech in 7th, with Laurier and Iliev, who's actually here today, who's racing today. And Team Schmokin, I love that name already, Colin 4th and Andy Birch right behind them. So it's gonna be interesting. Also, Michael did let me know if he will message me if it's going to be declared a wet race. I'm thinking it's going to, because it does look like it's raining still. If it's a wet race, drivers only have to use 1 tire compound, being the wets, or intermediates, whatever. And then if it's not deemed a wet race, they will still have to use 2 different tire compounds. So if they can see that, hey, it's going to clear up and be dry start to get dry about halfway through, then guys will have to swap onto the softs or mediums or hards, whatever they want to do from there. Colin is going out for his qualifying. So remember, it is a 1-shot qualifying. So you have an outlap, which is going to be a long outlap to warm up your tires, especially when it's raining out. And then they get their 1 hot lap, and then they have their in lap. If they go over that amount of laps, being 3, then they get DQ'd from session and start from the pits or whatever it was. So we will see what happens. I'm going to go like this, and we're going to ride on board with Monsieur Colin, Mr. Sanders. Colonel Sanders, that's his name. Howard's here to remind me. Because I forgot. I was like, hey, Mr. Sanders sounds good too. Why not? Jacoboy's easier to remember. Yeah. Yes, just Team Tracksvr. Team Tracksvr. We're a bunch of Goombas and weirdos down here, so. This lap is going to be... These laps are going to be long, guys. They are super long. Colin coming into the first chicane on the Mulsanne... Oh, no, this is the second chicane. The Mulsanne Straight. Which is actually wider. For those of you who don't know, the second chicane on the Mulsanne Straight is actually wider on entry than the first chicane. So you can actually take a little more speed. Took me forever to figure that out. Just gonna say. And I've driven this track a lot. Like in one 24-hour race, I think I spent 6 hours just driving. That's a lot of freaking driving on this track.
We did this in our before summer started.
Yep. What car did we use? Do you remember? I think it was, let me look. let's take a gander and let's take a look and see. Because yes, we did do it this year. Yep, LMP2s. 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 That was it. We didn't have it raining. We did do a long race. Yes, anybody who hasn't done like more than a half-hour race, you need to do an hour-long race to really feel the fatigue and mental fatigue.
40 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, you get about just over halfway, get like 3/4 to 4/5 of the way there, and your brain is just like, I'm done. Get me the frickin' heck out of this car. Like, I'm done with you. Get me out. And I think Jacoboy's out. Oh, they've also extended the qualifying for Le Mans to 15 minutes, or to a 15-minute session instead of a 10-minute session, just because the laps are between 4 minutes and 4 minutes and 15 seconds or whatever. They did make it a little bit longer, so guys actually have time to complete 3 laps, or their whatever lap, their hot lap. So for just Le Mans, yeah, it's a 50-minute qualifying. Still only allotted your 3 laps, but you do get, as people are joining in the middle of qualifying, stop. We're up to 35 drivers though, this race. That's good. 35 drivers is going to be a good little starting grid. The first corner is going to be a nightmare. The long sweeping right-hander into a hard braking point to go into chicane. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult. And Jack is on his hot lap. So Jack went out before Colin. This is Jack's hot lap. So we're watching his flying lap at the moment. He did a 40-second flat first sector. It was actually a good lap time for in the rain. For his first sector, 40-second flat. As we come into the first Mulsanne chicane. Like I said, this one's a little bit tighter, so you got to go in a little bit slower. Get on the power as soon as you can. You can use a lot of the curb in the dry, but in the wet, you kind of want to stay away from them because they do get slippery. And I actually watched in practice, a lot of guys touching the curb, it's like barely. Centimeter of their tire touches that curb and the car just goes whee! Alright, coming into the second Mulsanne chicane. The whee! I'm going to be using it every time a car goes around. Always. The sound effects will be the fun part. Especially when I can add like people saying stuff. Yes, Colin Sanders, Colonel Sanders brought me a stream deck so I can play with it. Also, I'm just gonna say this right now. I just noticed it's not raining anymore. It has stopped raining again. So that is good. Actually, I'm gonna do this. Come on, there we go. So Jacoboy, you guys can watch his live time as he crosses the line. We'll see what time he comes in to come across the line at. He's in sector 3 right now. This is the longest of the 3 sectors. This sector does take people freaking leaving and entering in qualifying. Stop! Indianapolis. Brutal freaking corner to come into. This one, you want to get as much to the right as you, or left as you can. Full lock, really slow corner. Then we come into the Porsche Curve section. This is my favorite sector of the track. Although in the rain, it's not so much fun. You're not, yeah, exactly like Howard said, you're not driving, you're sliding. Braking just on the DHL board. Get nice and close, hit this curb all the way around, yeah. Try to stay as tight as you can, hit the first apex, come out wide, flirt with the wall, then come back in wide. It's a little bit late, that's okay. Keep the speed, the momentum around this corner, try not to hit that curb too much, it will unsettle the car. Same with this curb. You can use it, but you don't want to hit it too much. That's good through the Porsche Curves. And now we come into the Ford chicanes. This is probably one of the most difficult parts of the track. slow right down. All the sleeping policemen on the inside of the curbs really unsettle the car. Then these two curbs are massive. It's just brutal. You can use all the AstroTurf. That's going to be a nice 413. It's going to put Jack provisionally in 7th place. Now, where the heck is Colin? He keeps falling down the line. Okay, we're on with Colin. He's coming into the Ford Chicanes as well. He's got purple second sector, so let's see if he can keep it up. You just got to be brave through the Ford Chicanes, then really slow through the second set, and then power all the way out. Try to get off that curb as soon as you can. Colin's going to come through with a 409. That's going to put Colin on provisional pole. That's a good freaking lap. He gained a whole 0.4 of a second coming out of the last sector there. That's going to give him provisional pole by 0.4 of a second. And there are still a lot of guys out, like Tomas is just come through the Porsche Curves, driving the Porsche, of course. And then we got Sculian, and we got Anti-Rassi and Madaw still all coming through. So we got lots of fast guys coming through, but so far Colin holding strong at P1. Just watch as Tomas comes through. Tomas has the fastest first sector, with Ben Sculian having the fastest second sector. Oh, Sculian does come through and takes pole position. Track is starting to actually dry up with no rain. So all the drivers that went a second later, a couple seconds later, are actually going to have a little bit of an advantage. Ooh, Golab is a 0.2 off of Sculian. That's a good qualifying. Let's see what Anti-Rassi can do as he comes through the... he's got a little bit slow coming out of the Ford Chicanes. Looks like Colin's going to be 3rd place. Actually, let's see how Dino can do. This is the founder of Sim Racing Mania. Let's see what he can do. He's a little bit slow through the chicanes. Really slow through the chicanes, but that's okay. Could have had a spin. Oh, where did Madaw just go? Madaw. I just seen his name bounce up. Madaw up in P9 in that Bentley. How many guys do we have left to complete a lap? This is Jean-Michel with a 422, and then Paolo Nucci coming to the Porsche Curves. A little bit slow through there. A little bit too wide of a line, I think. Getting it bounce off the wall, yep. Oh, and now it's raining again. And it's raining hard. That sucks. At the end of your lap, the rain starts to kick in again. Oh, man. Okay, let's see how Nucci does. Come on, coming across the line. He's putting in a good lap so far. He's actually on the same pace as Jacoboy. I was watching them both in practice, and they were doing relatively the same lap times. So, oh yeah, he really screwed up the second chicane there. That's gonna hurt him quite a bit. Actually, it's not too bad. It's 411. Yeah, 411. That's a good lap time. And then these last three guys, Francesco Bonardi, Pedro Gomez, and Mirko Fortuna, all opting to not do a qualifying lap. I don't know if that's just what they want to do, but hey, I've seen that lots, so. Alrighty, so let's do this. So your starting order is going to be Ben Sculian and Tomas on front row, Colin Sanders in third. Right beside him going to be Anti-Rassi closing out the second row. Then we have Michael Nizio and Andrea Zampini closing out row 3. Valentin Iliev, who actually gets to race today, missed the first race. And Dennis Van de Ven closing out row 4. And then we have Jordan Schwartz and Mada Andinka. Ooh, Mada got beat out, got down to 10th, closing out row 5. Matteo Vernol and Paolo Nucci closing out row 6. Matteo we haven't seen yet, so it's going to be interesting to see how he does in the race. Michael Brooks and Andy Birch closing out row, what am I on, 7? Yeah. And then Jonas Lagesson and Nikolai closing out row 8. Arcturus and Andre Kananowicz closing out row 9. Rafael Nizio and Just van der Sturen closing out row 10. Camille and Jackaboy closing out row 11. Colin Forth and Stein Gorvad closing out row 12. I'm probably butchering half these names, but hey. Massimo Sorelli and Johan Carlson closing out row 13. Jacques Jordmania and Dino Feldetta closing out row 14. As Howard gets a phone call. Vitaly Witt and Gégé Mistral closing out row 16. Jean-Michel Loriot and Antonello Mastro closing out row 18, I think. Valerio Margarito, Francesco Bonardi closing out row 19. And, oh no, this would be row 17 and 18. Pedro Gomez and Mirko Fortuna closing out row 18. So we're going to do a quick warm-up here, guys. I'll go over the starting grid again because we do have a full warm-up lap, so I'm going to go over the full standings again in their warm-up lap, go over some other things and all that good stuff. But until then, I will be right back, and I'm going to play our quick little video here for you guys. Alrighty guys, I am back. We're just on board watching Colin go around. They're trying to create a dry line here. Let's do this so you guys can see the spray, see the visibility is next to none. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Hotel Blackfoot, and the one I forgot was the FN40s podcast. They sponsored us the last series that we did, so they've sponsored us again this season, which is nice. Great people. Leanne is awesome, and I think she was moving on to bigger, better things, but I'm not sure. That could have all changed with COVID and stuff. So, but I'm sure we'll hear about it. She always comes in to say hi and stuff, so it's always nice. One thing I did want to mention, you guys probably saw that I put the chat on subscriber only chat. That is to prevent those disgusting bots from coming in and ruining the vibe that we have, for lack of a better term. But that is why it's on subscriber only. I mean, plus it helps us get more subscribers if people want to chat. And I don't bite hard. Michael has just messaged me saying the track is officially declared as wet for the race, so drivers do not have to use 2 tire compounds. If they can make it on the one set of intermediates or wets, whatever they want to use, they can go out and drive on just the one set of tires. They don't have to change to a different compound. Also, Michael, you're able to race. Perfect. I'm just gonna wish Michael right now, I hope your power unit doesn't blow up on you. Alrighty. So, like I said, where is it gonna come up, right? Yes. So, Ben Sculian, Tomas, Colin, and Anti-Rassi wrapping up your top 4 for the starting grid. Ben Sculian is going to get the extra point for qualifying on pole, so every extra point is much needed, much liked and appreciated by every driver. Also, I don't know who got it last race, to be honest with you. I want to say it was Nikolai who got it for fastest lap in the race, but I cannot remember. Oh, fastest lap went to... No, Lorio got the fastest lap in the race, last race. So you get 2 points for fastest lap during the race as we watch Colin go off track there. Sorry, Colin, didn't mean to watch you going off track, but that's okay. Let's actually go on board with some of these other guys, see if anybody else is out on track. Anti-Rassi's out there. Let's give some of these other guys. Let's see Valentin Iliev. We haven't seen him yet this season. I know he's a good driver, but let's give him some screen time here. Yes, you get 2 points for fastest lap in the race. Unlike F1 where they only give you 1, you get 2 here, which is kind of nice. Also, I'm going to go over points so everybody knows what place gets what points. Okay, so first place gets 60 points. Second place gets 53, third gets 47, fourth gets 41, fifth gets 35, sixth gets 30, seventh gets 26, eighth gets 23 points, P9 gets 20 points, P10 gets 17, P11 gets 15, P12 gets 13, P13 gets 11, P14 gets 9, P15 gets 7, P16 gets 5, P17 gets 4, and then 18, 19, 20 are 3, 2, and 1. So you do top 20 places get points. So even if you're out of the top 10, you still have another 10 places before you stop getting points, which is nice. Each team is allowed to have 3 drivers, but only the top 2 get points. Mateo. Let's go on board with Mateo. We haven't seen him. Only the top 2 drivers get points. So since Tracksvr only has 2 drivers on their team, they're both going to continually get points if they get points. But teams like Future with Tomas Golub, Anti-Rassi, and Dennis Van de Ven, if all 3 of them were to get points, only the top 2 drivers would get points. So like last race, it was Anti-Rassi and Tomas Golub would have got the points because they finished P1 and 2 or 1 and 3 or something. So that would be there. The orange zone. I think I mentioned this last time, but I'm going to mention it again because Le Mans, the first 3 corners are going to be pretty tricky. The orange zone is basically the part of the first lap where there's going to be the biggest or largest amount of incidents possibly taking place. So they've marked it as an orange zone in everybody's memories, brains, whatever. so that so that they don't drive over aggressively. They kind of keep it a little bit more at ease to start, just because if there is an incident caused in the orange zone, so for instance the first 3 corners of the first lap, those incidents will be judged way harsher. So for instance, if driver A takes out driver B and causes like a 5-car pileup behind them going into turn 2, yeah, it's going to be judged pretty harshly. I think we're going to be going to the race here. Yep. All non-essential personnel leaving the grid now. Alrighty, let's go into the race. Good luck, everybody. Where are our boys? Let's go on. We're going to go on board with, I mean, it doesn't really matter because we got a very long formation lap. They have a priority and reserve driver list, so every driver that is racing this series has to sign up to, like, they've already signed up for the series, but they have to sign into each race that they're going to do as a yes or a no. If you are one of the first 40, I haven't seen this kind of a grid start for a long time. If you're one of the first 40 drivers, then you get put on their priority list, their priority drivers list. If you are not in the first 40 drivers to say, yes, I'm racing in this race, you get put on a reserve drivers list. And then when we get to that day, I think it's in warm-up or just before quali, they let you know that, okay, reserve drivers can start coming in one at a time until we get full, and we go from there. So that's a good way of doing it. It allows everybody to be able to do their thing. Priority drivers also, if, like, say Colin and Jack have done the first 2 races, I know Colin's not going to be able to do the next 2 because of work, but what is going on? Okay, now they're gridded up. Okay, I was like, it looks like everybody's all over the place, but that's all good. We got future Tracksvr. If you miss 3 races, you become a reserve driver, like 3 races in a row. You will lose priority and go from there. So, and if you miss a race, you get a success ballast. Well, I'm going to call this a ballast penalty, which means they're going to add weight onto your car because you missed races. So, all right, now let's go on to the starting grid. So, we have Sculian and Tomas in row 2, Colin and Anti-Rassi in row 2, Sculian and Tomas in row 1, Mclaren and Zampini in row 3, Valentin Iliev and Dennis Van de Ven in row 4, Jordan Schwartz and Mada and Dinka in row 5, Matteo Vernol and Paolo Nucci in row 6, Michael Brooks and Andy Birch in row 7, Jonas Lagesson and Nikolai Bezrukov in row 8, Arcturus Kamal and Andre Kananowicz in row 9, Rafael Nizio and Josh Vanderstern in row 10, Camille and Jacoboy Trewick in row 11, Colin Forth and Stein Glorvad in row 12, Massimo Cirelli and Johan Carlson in row 13, Jacques Jormenia and Dino Feldetta in row 14, Vitali and Gege in row 15, Jean-Michel and Antonello in row 16, Valerio Margarito and Mirko Fortuna in, I'm missing some guys on my list, what the heck's going on here? In row 17, and then Pedro all by himself at the end. We did have some DCs after that starting grid got made, so looks like one person just DC'd. So somebody DC, we missed somebody. Which is totally fine. It happened last week. They just unfortunately couldn't make it back into the race. So Colin there, kind of in that sandwich of future cars. We got the future red of Ben Sculian, and then the two future drivers, Tomas Golub and Anti Rasti. Colin's kind of in a future little cake there, isn't he? And then we can go all the way back to Jackaboy here. See what he got around him. That car looks way better now. There's two different Tracksvr liveries on there. Josh van der Stern in that orange, I'm assuming it's Dutch. That Dutch BMW. And then he's got some familiar faces around him. Camille and Colin fourth. Yeah, he's got some familiar faces around him, so he knows who he's going around. Like I said, this is going to be a long lap. That is the biggest issue with Le Mans, is the warm-up lap is so long. Like, we're just coming into what I call the first hairpin of the track. You'd be braking at the start of the curve on the right-hand side, and trail braking all the way down this straight, and then this is the first hairpin. It's not actually a hairpin, but I call it the first hairpin of the track because it's the tightest corner, the first tight corner. Actually, let's see if we can do this. Yeah, there's the, I mean, they're not going very fast, but you can see the spray. Like, you can see how this would be at speed, at 200 kilometers an hour. You could see how this would be very, very stressful to drive in and not crash. So I'll put the tower up here now that we have it. So we're only in sector 2 still. Doing this track at 100 kilometers an hour max is so painful. It's so painful. I remember when we did it, we didn't do a safety car start. We did, because that's what they're doing. They're doing a safety car rolling start. So the safety car leads them around for a lap at a certain speed and then pulls into the pit stop and then let you guys go, because pits are right before the Ford Chicanes. So it's gonna pull off into the pits, let these guys go through the Ford Chicanes at a slower pace, and then come out, and when it goes green, they'll launch, right? But I remember when I did it, we just did the pole setter set the pace for the lap, and then we went from there. And usually we went around the first like 2/3 of the track at a good speed to warm up tires, and then we went slow to catch back up. So where's Jack here? Well, this is Jack Boy's view. He's got that bright orange BMW in front of him. Lots of spray. It's going to be a fun race. They have deemed it wet, so it is going to be a fun race. I'm looking very much forward to this because it's going to be interesting. They're just getting into the Porsche Curves now. This is the longest lap of history. Something stupid like that, yeah. Actually, I could do this and we can see what the lap time's going to be like, maybe. Yeah, we can see. Okay, so far we're at 3.5 minutes. Actually, it's not going to be too bad. And they did do the traditional Le Mans start, where they all line up on the side of the grid. Okay, we're just out of the Porsche Curves. We're coming up to the Ford Chicanes. So, let's go on board with... Oh, a little bit of a lag there. We're going to go on board with Colin, as we're going to probably see that safety car pull into the pits right away here. Yep, there he goes. Alright, here we come. Into the Ford Chicanes. Yeah, here we go. And green, green, green. Oh, Vitali got a penalty already, probably passing car before pit lane. Colin with an amazing start, sending it down the middle. Oh, is he gonna get a little bit of contact there? He had to let off. Jeez, I thought he was gonna take first place right off the first corner. Well, he gained 1 spot out of the first corner. That's awesome for Colin, up into second place. That was a really good start by Colin. He said he's been working on his starts too, because he said that was one of his weakest points. He's been working on that. So that was an amazing start. Let's go on board with our boy Jackaboy here. Look at the spray he's got on in front of him. He's held his own. He stayed in 22nd. He did not lose any time. This is going to be where we see the spray. We're coming to the Mulsanne straight. Let's see the spray. Next to 0 visibility. He's got a little bit of distance, which is nice, but still, that's not a lot of visibility even there. Because he's going to be looking for his brake marker, and all you're going to see is tail lights show up first, and then you're going to be like, oh crap, gotta brake. So. Like right. Yeah. Look at the gaggle of cars. Oh, few people already off. Holy, couple people cut the track because they forgot their braking point. Jackaboy's gained 2 spots because of that. They're going 3 wide ahead of him. Jesus. This is what I mean, Le Mans. Awesome racing at Le Mans. Coming into the second Mulsanne chicane, this is where everything's going to kick off here. Nikolai just leaving a little bit of room so he doesn't punt anybody off. Smart boy. So far, it looks like everybody's being relatively patient with each other. It's good to see. It's good to see. Michael Brooks is in a nice little draft train. Coming to this braking point, this is going to be iffy. Yeah. Going to send it up the inside. Really tight corner, really slow. Oh! It's so slow around this track, man. Holy. Look at this is our camera angle. I don't know who's who. I couldn't tell you who's who. Oh, there we go. Now we can. Michael Brooks and Madaninka fighting it out. Colin has lost a little bit of time. Tomas has gotten first place. He's just pulled away. Tomas is gone. He's already got a 1.5 gap. He's just pulled away. And as we were talking about at the beginning of the stream, it's going to be like, I'm thinking it's at least going to be a 3-lap race or 3 pit stop race. They're going to have to pit at least 3 times every driver, which is insane. In an hour and 15 minutes, you got to pit 3 times. If they're using single fuel wear, 2 times, maybe 3. Ooh, Vandeven, side by side with Iliev. The Porsche and the BMW battling it out into the Porsche Curves. You can go side by side through the Porsche Curves, but it is scary. Oh, Iliev a little bit wide. Sacrifice lots of speed. The track is definitely getting wetter as they go around because holy, they've just lost a lot of grip going through the, coming out of the Porsche Curves there. Jackaboy's having a nice little battle. Lost a place in the Porsche Curves. Not too bad though. Just playing it easy into the 4 chicanes. Very smart decision. Don't try to push and then miss your braking point or somebody brakes too soon. That's a lot of BMWs in front of Jack. There's 3 of them right there. That's a lot of BMWs. Oh! A couple of the BMWs go spinning out. Jackaboy getting 2 free spots again. This was Jack's plan right from the start. He even said, I'm just going to let everybody else die and just stay on track. At Le Mans, that is all you do. You just stay on track. That's all you do at Le Mans. You don't actually race, you just stay on the track. Especially in the rain. Remember how we were doing like 97-second middle sectors? Yeah, they're doing like 102-second middle sectors now because of the rain. Like you can just see the rain pouring down. It's actually kind of let up a little bit. We'll know it's harder when Jack's windshield wipers are going so fast that it's like a blur. He has them on automatic so he doesn't have to switch them himself. It just does it with the rain, how much rain is coming down. It's like a sensor. Yep. Oh, we got a lot of... Mateo having a little bit of an incident coming out of the first Mulsanne chicane there, letting all kinds of people by. Oh, Colin had a little bit of a bobble. Looks like Antirassi and Ben have both passed him. Oh no, Antonello Mastro has DNF'd already. Well, we've lost 2 from qualifying. Yeah, it's really nice seeing it's really nice seeing the real life weather, hey? Ooh, nice. Oh, a little bit bouncy on the curves there. Colin staying in the draft. The one good thing about racing in the rain is your tires are going to stay cool. All right, Colin got the good, got a nice little draft pass on Antirassi there. That it's going to be a draft passing thing on the straights. There's no other passing. Going into Indianapolis, this is a very difficult corner to get right. Just lift for the right-hander. I think a little bit of braking in the rain, but I'm not sure. And then coast and get on the brakes immediately once you get the car pointed straight. And then through the really slow right-hander before you come to the Porsche Curve section. Well done by Colin, keeping it on track. Jack Boy made up any more spots? He did too. Well, he's passed all the BMWs for a bit. Doesn't have to worry about them now. That's good. Let's go behind him. There's a little bit of a battle going on behind him. Jean-Michel battling Colin fourth here. BMW versus Porsche. German versus German. Car manufacturers, I don't know about the drivers. Coming into the Porsche Curves. The 2 German cars coming into the Porsche Curves. Looks like there's a slow BMW ahead. That's Valentin Iliev. I don't know if he's got damage or if he's just rusty. He hasn't been here for the test race or the last race. So maybe he's a little bit rusty. Not enough practice in the rain, maybe too. Tomas just set the fastest lap time, as those bumps are very bumpy, with a 4:13.7. 5 seconds off quali pace because there is way more water on the track. Oh, it was not going to be a braking battle. I thought Jean-Michel was going to try that going into the chicane there, but made a smart choice and backed out. So we got one. Pedro is in a BMW. We got 5 BMWs. Oh no, Johan is in the Corvette. We have 4 BMWs. Valentin Iliev, Jean-Michel, Pedro Gomez, and Massimo Sorelli, all in BMWs, one behind the other. Jacoboy's just making his way through the pack. Everybody just keeps spinning out, and Jack's just hanging with them and making the passes when he can. Andy Birch in front of him. I believe he's the one from last season that we found out has driven real race cars, but I can't remember. That's like Ireland. Yes, is actually there now. black and orange. It actually suits the car a little bit nicer. The white with the orange is just too pretty. It's nice. I think it just needs to be less white. Yes. We can do this. Jack with a nice little draft. I think he's gonna pull it a little bit too soon though. Oh no, he's side by side. Going to the braking zone. This is the second one, so you can go through here a little bit quicker. He's got Nikolai in that anime weeb livery right in front of him. Jacoboy just making quick work of all these guys. Let's go back on both Andy Birch, following behind Jacoboy. So when we say, when race car drivers say "eat my dust," this is what they're envisioning. So if you ever hear somebody go "eat my dust," it's they're imagining like spraying rubber or the literal dust off the road or whatever at you. So. Colin is holding strong. Anti-Rass is still right behind him though. A little bit of a leg spike. And Tomas is just like, dude, slow down a little bit. Like, Jesus. Oh no, Stein got a penalty. I'm gonna assume for too many corner cuts. They are allowed. I think it's on the fifth one. The rules are still a little bit foggy, but I think it's on the fifth corner cut you get a penalty. You get a 5 second. Is that a 5 second time penalty or a 10 second or a drive-through penalty? I can't remember. Michael will have to let me know about that afterwards. I think every track is a little bit different too. And then if you get too many, or if you forget to serve your penalty in 3 laps, because you do have 3 laps to serve your drive-through or stop and go, whatever penalty it is. If you forget to serve your drive-through penalty, because that's the lowest penalty you get, in 3 laps, it upgrades to a stop-and-go penalty. And it's usually a 10-second or a 30-second stop-and-go penalty. If you don't serve your stop-and-go penalty in 3 laps, you get disqualified from the session. So it's very important that you use your 3 laps. Gomez is DNF'd again. Poor guy, man. Oh. Where the heck did he go? So Jack just had a little bit of a brown pants moment. It looks like Nikolai had a little bit of an issue going through the Porsche Curves, because all I heard was Jack go, oh crap, as he's coming around the corners. But he's gained another spot. That's what I'm saying. I think he had a brown spot moment in the Porsche Curves. Jack's having a good race. He did come in yesterday and do a little bit of practice in the wet, so he's pretty much already ready for it. Anti-Rassi's caught up. Oh, Kamal got a penalty now too. Penalties are going to start coming out now. If people are going to keep cutting the corners, they're going to start getting penalties. Anti-Rassi's got a nice little draft on Colin here. He chose the outside line going into this chicane. The first Mulsanne chicane. He actually did not pull that much up beside Colin. I thought he would get farther ahead, but he's really going to... Colin's going to have the better line coming out, though. Yep. Colin did a smart thing. He put the car in the middle of the track, made it a little bit unpredictable as to where he would go. Made it unpredictable to where he was going to be on track. So there he's kind of he's doing the same thing, except he's forcing Anti to the inside. Anti knows that position is, they're really trading paint. They don't want to give anybody, either of them, an inch. Colin has to concede the place though. That's okay. Now he's got his own draft. It's going to be a draft battle between these two, which is unfortunate, because if they don't work together, Schoolian's going to start to pull away while they fight, and Tomas is just going to get farther and farther away. Now, if they were teammates, it would just be team orders that they would just trade places. Like, you're just going to let me by whatever, right? Yeah. Colin getting a really good, I don't know what happened. Anti was just too much on the inside, didn't realize it. Hit the curb and got a little bit too much brake. Let's go back to Jordan Schwartz and Dennis Van de Ven battling it out. One of the other future drivers, actually driver number 3, so they have all 3 of their teammates in the top 6. That Porsche needs to be BOP again. They did give the Corvette 1% more torque? Or 1% more torque? I can't remember, Jack was telling me. They added, they changed the balance of performance for a couple of the cars, so the Corvette got a little more power. The Porsche, I think, got weight added to it. I think it was weight and a little bit. Oh, Colin had a big mistake in Indianapolis. Like I said, the hardest corner on the track. That's okay. Colin knows how to battle with these guys, so. Yeah, the future guys, yeah. And Jack Boy's caught right up to Matteo Vernol. This is the battle for 14th. Jack Boy keeping his distance just to make sure he doesn't get nose swiped there. We've got a nice little draft going to the Porsche Curves. He's taking the inside line. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, the inside line going into the Porsche Curves is not the ideal line because it's a late apex corner, so you want to be on the outside. It helps hit the apex a little bit easier. He still kept a clean line through there though. Colin just recovering from his little bobble at Indianapolis, and it's claimed that corner claims everybody. I think in our hot lap, I think all of us spun out there at least once. Jordan Schwartz. This is going to be a 3-way battle for 5th place with Colin in 7th and then Jordan Schwartz in front of him in 6th and Dennis Van de Ven in 5th. So they're gonna be trying. Jack's lost a little bit of time to Matteo. I think he gains time in the 2nd sector. He's a little bit braver under the braking going into the Mulsanne chicanes, and that's where he's gaining his time, I think. Because right now he's about a 1.5 seconds off Matteo at the moment. So at least he doesn't have any spray to contend with coming down the straight. A little bit of spray, but not like right in your face spray. Yeah, the first lap and a half or 2 laps or whatever it was, yeah. Stein is, oh, here we go. Stein and Jacques Germania have a nice little battle here. This is a battle for P27. I don't think Stein was at the last race. Do you remember? I don't remember the name. There are a couple guys that weren't, obviously, who didn't make it to the first race or whatever, and are here for this one. So like Stein, Raphael, Matteo, and everybody else has been here. Here we go. Now we got a nice little 3-way battle. It's going to be all about the draft train. Colin's got the draft. Yeah, Colin outside. Yep. Colin's going to have the inside line, so if Colin can stay off the curb, he'll be okay. Yep. Easy pass. Easy pass. That was actually really well done. Now he's just got to worry about the teammates behind him. Yeah. They were kind of bumping into a little bit, yeah. just use all the road, right? I had a race the other day, and I watched a guy in his qualifying lap, and he was only using half the track, and I was like, dude, use all the track. Take at least half a second off your lap time. Just use all the track. If you're allowed to do it, do it. This is a good little battle between names we know. We got Mada and Dinka. Jackaboy just had a little bit of a bobble. Oh no. Indianapolis. Yep, Indianapolis. Oh, and there's a car behind him, so obviously somebody went for a dive bomb by the looks of it, and it, as we all know, as sim racers, dive bombs never end well for both drivers, or however many drivers happen to be there. They never end well. I want to go back to this battle with Mada. Mada and Dinka, Andrea Zampini, and Michael Brooks. We all know they're very good drivers. Colin has now pulled out a 1.5 second gap. Oh no, wait. No, my live timing is all over the place again. How big is the gap? Colin's coming in for a pit. He did say he was going to try a different pit strategy than everybody else. So. That's okay, because he did go 22 minutes. Jackaboy might have a little bit of damage. Holding that car on track, yeah. Another yellow in Sector 3. Oh, two Corvettes going at it. Yep. Germania and Carlson going at it with Valentine right behind him. Oh, Carlson getting a little bit squirrely. That's going to allow Germania an easy position, and it might let Valentine get an easy position too. That lack of straight line speed coming up the straight from the little bobble is going to hurt him big time. That's 2 spots gone from 1 mistake. Stein passing Dino relatively easily. I don't know if Dino just had a little bit of a mishap coming into the first chicane or what. Jack looks to be doing good. He's holding strong in 16th still, so he's only actually lost 1 place from that little bit of a bobble. Or dive bomb or whatever happened. Back on board with this battle. This is a nice little battle. Zampini in that R8 trying to get past Brooks in the Ferrari. Jordan Schwartz and Mada are actually closing in a little bit too. This could be a 4-way battle pretty soon for 6th place. Yeah, this looks like a good passing spot. Keep that inside line, and if you can keep the braking line and just kind of brake and let the car trail out to force the other driver a little bit wide, it actually tends to be one of the better passing spots. That's okay, because Michael Brooks has got a draft now on this long straight. And they're letting Jordan Schwartz join the fray now too. Holy, he's gonna try. What is going on here? You cannot go 3 wide in Indianapolis. What are you doing? That was good though. Now, poor Zampini is in the future red sandwich. Everywhere we look, you're in a future sandwich or a future red sandwich. Everywhere we look. Let's see. Oh, Mateo and Jackaboy here. Nice close little battle in Indianapolis. Jack does not get taken out this time. As we get the 50-minute warning. hell's in the back? Ooh, Valentin Iliev is caught up to Dino Faldetta. Let's go on board and watch these guys battle it out. I wonder if Dino's got damage. He's got, it looks like he's got no top end speed. Unless he's just letting people pass. He's got, looks like he has no top end. Oh, sliding a little bit. He might have a little bit of damage. He's either got engine damage or he's got a lot of wing maybe. He's all over the place. I think he's got some steering or body damage, yeah. Because now he's got Germania right on his butt. Maybe. Where's Jacoboy? Oh, they were going to the pits and he pulled the pass going into the pit lane. That is so cheeky. That's so cheeky. I will say I've done that before. You've really gotta be brave though to do it. Oh, everybody's in the pit. Everybody's starting to pull their pit stops. Okay, Colin boy is out on track. Mr. Sanders, Colin Sanders, Colonel Sanders, Colin and Colonel. Why? Oh, Colin sliding around the first corner. I can hear, I don't know if, I hope you guys can't hear him cursing and cussing, but he is, Jacoboy is having a struggle with himself out there at the moment in the pits. He's just kind of recollecting his thoughts. Oh, here's a nice little gaggle of cars. Mada has made the pass on Michael Brooks. Oh, what was that? Mada throwing the weight of that BMW around a little bit too much. Michael giving him a little bit of a tap back, flashing the headlights, letting him know what's up. The Bentley, the boat leave, the massive thing on the track, okay? Right-hand drive. Actually, let's do this with the Mada. Everybody, we're gonna go on board with the right-hand drive car. We're all gonna feel how weird this is to drive. It's the weirdest feeling. If you've never driven a right-hand drive car before, driving a right-hand drive car is the weirdest feeling. Going from a left-hand drive immediately to a right-hand drive is the weirdest thing. See all the carbon fiber in the cockpit. You're seeing more on your left instead of your right. Go to Indianapolis. He's really cautious with that Bentley going to the Indianapolis. Oh, Zampini is right on the tail end of Mr. Schwartz there. In that future red car. I did get an update. Oh, no worries, Dastan. Thanks for watching, dude. It's been quite the hectic ride that is Le Mans, especially in the rain. Jacoboy's back out on track now. He does have a little bit of damage. Let's just go away from that for a second. I don't want to get too much of that on track. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Nizio catching up. That Ferrari versus Mercedes. Here we go. He's got the draft. Going into the Porsche Curves. He's got the inside line. This should be an easy pass. He's got all kinds of speed. Running very little wing by the looks of it. Easily made the pass into the Porsche Curves. But so much fun. Le Mans in the rain. Le Mans at all is one of the greatest racetracks. Coming to the Ford Chicanes. Nikolai not giving up yet. As the guys start to, everybody's going to start diving into the pit lane. Oh, Nikolai stays out for another lap. Colin comes through the Ford Chicanes here. People, a lot more people are going to start to pit now because fuel. Oh, the teammates have caught up. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Anti-Rassi can pass Tomas. Let's see what happens. Or if they take each other out. They probably won't, because I guarantee they're in a talk with each other, in a chat with each other, so I guarantee they're not going to kill each other, but and Mada is right on the back of Paolo right now. This is a battle for 9th. That Boatley looks so big compared to the rest of these cars. Well, all the pit strategies are starting to come out. Colin is back up into 5th place. The top 4 still have to pit though. So that's Anti-Rassi, Tomas. Oh, let's go on board with Jack, see what happened. A little bit sketchy going into turn 1 by the looks of it, or turn first chicane, done left chicane. He has made it past Matteo though. He definitely has the speed, it's just a matter of keeping the car on track, keeping it consistent. That's all we gotta worry about. Mirko's behind Rafael Nizio, he's catching up. Mclaren versus Ferrari. There's a battle we haven't seen for a bit. Just gonna refresh our overlays here. There we go, that's better. Anti and Tomas are going at it still. They might be trying to work together for a draft train as Colin comes flying past Nikolai, going into his favorite passing spot. Now remember, the drivers don't have to change tires. Vitali got another penalty. Drivers don't have to change tires. They can stay on the same sets of intermediates or wets, whatever they are on, probably wets. For the entire race. However, they are going to get worn out, so you can change your tires and do like do that, but you don't have to change to like wets to softs or whatever. It's a wet race, so they only have to use one tire compound. All right, Jack's on the back end. Matteo and Jack are going at it still. They just keep passing each other in different spots. It's a good little battle, though. Then we have Mirko and Nizio, Rafael Nizio, right behind them. Two little battles going on. Battle for P19 and battle for P21. So Jackaboy is holding strong to that last point spot. Oh, Anti-Rassi has actually pulled ahead of Tomas and actually pulled out quite a big gap. And then Colin he's actually pulling out a gap on Nikolai. And he has a 14-second gap to Skulian in front of him. But remember, Rassi, Golab, and Skulian still have to pit still, so that's going to come into play. Michael Nizio Pardon me, Michael Nizio on the back end of Andrea Zampini. The red and black versus the gold and black. Or yellow and black. Yeah, we'll call it. And then right behind them is Michael Brooks catching up to Paolo Nucci. Good little battles kind of everywhere here. This is nice. Jack having a little bit of a bobble. Coming out of the Porsche Curve just a tad, a little bit of a bobble. Didn't lose too much time. Oh, there's another penalty. Because you're allowed 5. Yeah, if you're sitting on 3 or 4 track cuts, yeah, drivers are going to be like, let's not do that anymore. The one good thing about Le Mans is it's actually kind of forgiving in certain areas. There are certain corners where the track is very, very forgiving with track cuts. Other parts of the track, however, not so much. Jordan, oh, here we got a battle with 3 Porsches. Jordan Schwartz, Jonas Lagesson, and Andre Kananowicz. Here we go, 3 Porsches. Oh yeah, letting off. Going into the first small sand chicane. Getting a better exit out of the first chicane. Here we go. So he's gonna have, Schwartz is gonna have the outside line, then the inside line, then the outside line in the second chicane. And it looks like he was just handed the spot by Birch. He didn't want to go too wide into the chicane. Unless Birch is dealing with a little bit of... Looks like Birch is dealing with a little bit of damage. Or he's trying to fuel save, because he is dropping back pretty quickly here. Colin has pulled that gap to Ben down by quite a bit. It went from 13 seconds, it's now 11 seconds. So Colin making a massive push. Jacoboy is actually kind of in no man's land at the moment, which is nice because he can just focus on driving. If he has to, or he's already done 1 pit stop, but if he has to, he could fuel save a little bit to only do a 2-stopper instead of a 3-stopper, but we will see what happens. Vitaly Witt and Massimo Sorelli, BMW versus Corvette. See what happens here. Oh, Sorelli going a little bit wide, a little bit deep into his braking zone. That's going to allow Vitaly right up onto the bumper. I don't know if he's running extra wing because it looks like that Corvette is actually pulling away from him on the straight a little bit. Now the draft is starting to kick in. And pulled out a little bit too soon, I think. Yeah, he pulled out just a hair too soon. If he waited that extra second. And then the Corvette braking a little bit early, trying to get the cut back. Didn't work, parked it on the apex. Well done by Vitaly there to park that car around the apex, not allowing the Corvette to get any kind of cut back on him. But now we're going to be coming into another very good passing zone, one that Colin likes to use. And has used multiple times already. This fast right-hand kink. Nope, the Corvette not quite close enough. Does have him under braking though, does have the BMW under braking. Looks like Tomas is doing a little bit of fuel saving. Anti-Razzi has pulled about second-and-a-half gap, so he is doing a little bit of fuel saving by the looks of it. Oh, Colin looking like he had a little bit of a slide. He's down to back to a 16-second gap now. Where's everybody else? Oh, here we go. Jonas Lagesson and Jordan Schwartz still duking it out. Lagesson getting a little bit squirrely before we come onto the Mulsanne straight here. It's pretty far away, but he's holding within a second gap. It just depends on the corners that he's coming into. And I just missed Nikolai and Rafael Nizio having a little bit of a late break, put himself in the sand. Sorelli is trying to keep up with Vitali there. It's down to about a second gap. BMW looking to be a little bit better in the corners. Maybe a little more downforce, helping him around the track a little bit. I know in the wet you want to have a couple clicks higher. I know on this track you don't want to have too much downforce because of the straights, but having a little bit extra downforce for the Porsche curves and stuff always helps. Everybody is so spread out now. There's the gap, the two future cars, and then the future red car, Ben Sculian right behind. And Colin here all by himself in no man's land. He's 15 seconds behind Sculian, and he's 5 seconds ahead of Van de Ven, so he's got a large gap. Going board Jackaboy here. He's got an 8 to 9 second, depending on where he's on track, 8 to 9 second gap to 18th, and then a 7 second gap to 20th. So he's sitting in 19th, holding strong. He's 3 places up from where he started, so hey, no complaints. Almost 30 minutes left in the race, almost. See what we got going on here. Oh, one of the BMW's going a little bit wide. Valentin Iliev's BMW going a little bit wide. The second Mulsanne chicane. Riding on board with, oh, what happened to Jackaboy? Oh no, he got another track cut probably. Playing a little bit too aggressively in some of the corners, but that's okay. That McLaren sounds so weird. I think he's better under braking. Mirko is definitely better under braking than Valentin Iliev at the moment. But coming out of the corner, it seems to be all on Valentin at the moment. That McLaren looks like it's got no draft, or he's not really using the draft that much though. Going into Indianapolis. Oh, both a little bit wide. Oh, that was iffy. That was close. Good on him though for not punting him straight off track. That was good. Oh, GoLab DNF'd. GoLab DNF'd. Oh. Oh no. I wonder what happened. If he ran out of fuel and couldn't make it back to the pit lane in time. Because he was dropping back from anti-Rassi very quickly. So maybe he forgot that he had to pit. That doesn't seem like him though. No, unless he crashed. None of that seems like him, but hey, it's Le Mans and it's in the wet. Anything can happen. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna see, because he'll be in Discord now. I'll just give it a second. Here we go, Nizio and Brooks. Let's battle it out while I do this and message or see what happened. Okay, let's see what he says. Let's see what Tomas says to his DNF. Another DNF. Kananowicz DNFs. As Nizio and Michael Brooks are battling it out, going into the first Mulsanne chicane. Side by side. Oh, a little bit of paint trading, but that's okay. Pulling out the NASCAR rules a little bit. Nizio's gonna pull back into the draft. Two Ferraris battling it out. Let's go. Let's do this. Coming into the second chicane. Nizio's gonna opt for the outside line this time. Yeah, he's got to pull back in. He pulled out a little bit too soon. Oh, he's opted back for the inside line. Nice, weaving all over the place. Pick a road, dude. Nizio, just stay on one spot. That's okay. That's okay. It's going to be hard to move Michael out of the way. He's like a stone, this man. Yep. He's going to have the inside line here, though. This is that double right-hand kink. Coming to the hard braking zone. This is a good passing zone. Everything, the same thing happens every time. The guy has the inside line, just lets the car trail out a little bit. Oh, Nizio gets a bad exit. That's going to allow Michael to come back on him, though. This is what racing is all about. This is literally what racing is all about. Oh, it's just DCs. Everybody's just DC. The DC Universe logo. He just got disconnected. These two are battling it out. Into Indianapolis, they are too wide. As Van der Sturgen gets a penalty, probably track cuts. Very good respect from both of these drivers. Very, very good respect from both these drivers. Okay, can they keep it up through the Porsche Curves? I want to see these two go through Porsche Curves side by side. They've done it through Indianapolis. I want to see them go through the Porsche Curves now. This is looking to be an amazing little battle. And there's a couple shaping up behind them too that we're gonna have to go to in a second. If one of these guys makes a really bad mistake, we'll go back. But hopefully they don't. This is awesome to watch. They're doing better than Ferrari and F1 at the moment. Yeah, sure, this is the battle for 7th, but hey, they're still doing better than Ferrari and F1 at the moment. Oh, Nizio sliding in through the exit of the Porsche Curves. Holy crap. Putting everything on the line coming out of the Porsche Curves. 25 minutes, 26 minutes left. There's gonna have to be one more pit stop for everybody. Everybody's got to make one more pit stop. And Anti-Rassi still has not pit yet, unless he pitted earlier and I didn't catch it. Oh man, this is such a good battle. Okay, we're gonna hop away from this for a second. Where was that other battle I was looking at? Mirko and Valentin here. Coming into the Porsche Curves. Mirko just looks like he's a little unsettled in that McLaren. It doesn't seem like he settles, like the car settles down going into the entry of Porsche Curves. A little bit sideways. Whoa. Arcturus behind him going all out of sorts. All the drama and everybody getting amped. Jacoboy's up in the 16th. Look at him go. Moving through the ranks. Nick, tell you're trying to work. No, you're not allowed to work. When there's a race on, you're not allowed to work. When there is racing to be had, you are not allowed to work, because we're back on board with Nizio and Brooks. Going to oh, we're on the opposites now. Brooks is on the inside line in the middle of the first chicane. Massive respect to these two. Massive respect to these two. This is an amazing battle. Little update, Colin is 16 seconds behind Sculian, and then Sculian is 5 seconds behind Anti-Rassi. You guys can see that already, but I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna put this on like this so that it'll cycle for us. This is still the battle for 7th place. This is amazing. Oh, Brooks getting the better exit. Holy crap. They're allowing Paolo Nucci and Jordan Schwartz behind them to catch up. This could be a 4-way battle for 7th place. Oh, this is what I like to see. And everybody else is so spread out. Like the smallest gap for anybody else behind them is like 3 seconds. The next closest battle is the one right behind them. These two. The other team red future car and Paolo Nucci in the R8. Look at all the DNFs. Holy. That's like 6 DNFs, dude. Nizio going for the move. Taking the inside in the first kink. Yeah. Oh, this is Indianapolis again. Oh my god, you guys, what are you doing? Michael getting the better exit. Oh, gets a little bit squirrely. Nizio gets a better exit. Nizio having the inside line. I think Nizio's fought. Oh my god, he's not going to have a break. Michael's got the better cutback coming out of that corner. The battle behind is heating up too. Holy crap. Okay, Porsche Curves, here we go. The battle behind is getting too wide as well. Oh, no. Paolo lets Jordan Schwartz go. Nizio here is just holding on to the back in the Porsche Curves. It's kind of, I want to see them go too wide because I think they could do it. But oh, Nizio getting all kinds of, oh! Is he gonna, he saves it too? He does save it too! Holy, what a save! I'm glad we caught that on camera. That was amazing. Allow Jordan Schwartz to catch right up now. Give it a little bit of a flash to a good battle. That was a very good battle. There, I mean, if he's flashing his lights other than, hey, that was a good battle, he's on crack, because that was just nothing wrong with that. Colin's coming in for a second pit stop, so he's going to the end, probably going to change out those tires as well. Let's go. Oh, Colin's, I clicked on Paolo and Colin's name popped up. Jordan Schwartz has lost a little bit of time to Nizio now. Nizio's pushing to catch back up to Michael here. Colin's still in the pits. Yep. Jacoboy's back in 16th. He's 11 seconds behind 15th, and he's got an 8-second gap to Nikolai behind him now. So he's doing good. Any other battles besides that one up front? Jordan Schwartz right on the butt end of Nizio, coming out of the Mulsanne straight. He's going to have a nice little draft. Nizio gets all kinds of out of sorts. Hitting that curb just a little bit too much. On board Jordan Schwartz here. Let's see what happens. Nizio giving him the outside line. Coming to the first chicane. They're still side by side going to the first chicane. Nizio backing out just a little bit. When he gets into the pits, we'll just... Okay, we'll just keep an eye on him then. We act as commentators and picker. Nizio's got the draft. He's going to take the inside line for the first and last part of the second chicane. Can he make it stick? With Michael getting all kinds of out of sorts going into this first chicane, or into this second chicane. He had a good exit though. This is going to be a good 3-way battle. If these guys can keep this up, this is going to be a good little 3-way battle for 6th place. 20 minutes remaining. That is about 5 laps. 5 laps of race time left. Jackaboy is on the Mulsanne straight all alone. You can see the blurriness of the cars behind him. Let's go back to that battle. Where is it here? Here. Jordan Schwartz in the draft now. It's just gonna be a draft train for a bit to help them catch up to the guys in front of them. And like I've said before, the guy in the middle of this sandwich is in the worst spot possible. He's got to defend and he's got to attack. Indianapolis, no too wide in Indianapolis. They've kind of spread out a little bit. Oh, Colin's got a nice little battle on his hands. He's caught up to Nikolai coming out of the pits. We've had 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 DNFs. We started with 36 people in qualifying. We're now down to 28 people left in the race. We've had 8 DNFs. Give Colin a little bit of screen time as he's catching up. Oh, he's going to make the pass here. Let's see what Colin does. Easy going to make that pass in the Porsche Curves. Oh, this is Indianapolis. Sorry, wrong corner. Nikolai on older tires. Colin on the brand new I'm going to assume he's on brand new tires. Push hard right at the end. The last 20 minutes, make a nice push. I'm keeping my eye on that battle up front. Don't worry. They've kind of spread out a little bit. Nizio and Schwartz are battling a little bit too much, and it's actually caused Michael to pull away just slightly. Jackaboy is in the Porsche Curve, just coming out of the Porsche Curves. Probably going to be coming in for his last pit stop of the race. Change those tires, get a quick dash of fuel to make it to the end, and then go from there. Yep, there he comes, diving into the pit lane there. Let's go back on this, go back on board with this battle. Schwartz and Nizio still going at it. This has been an amazing race between these 3 drivers. Holy crap. Oh, Jordan lifting a little bit. You can hear the throttle lift just a little bit. I think he's hoping for these guys to make a mistake in the chicanes. Or the track has gotten way wetter. Like, it could have gotten a whole heck of a lot wetter. Oh, Jean-Michel gets a penalty. Too many track cuts. Here we go. Jordan taking the outs or the inside line for the first part of the second Mulsanne chicane. Let's see how it pans out for him. Makes the pass. Oh, gets a little bit of a tap from Nizio, just a little bit, not too much. Nizio really pushing hard everywhere he can. Dude, you've been missing all the battles. It's been absolutely amazing. Oh, Valentin Iliev's got a nice little battle on his hands. Caught up to Jonas Lagesson in that black and red Porsche. This is the battle for 15th. Jackaboy, I think, is... Oh, as I say that, he spins out. I didn't even catch it. I didn't even get to get excited because I didn't even catch it. And you're standing right here watching. You didn't even say anything. Well, why were you not paying attention? I'm just checking to see if there's any other battles. Looks everybody else is pretty spread out or doing pit stops for their end of race get up and go. There's all three of them are still together, dude. They haven't really left each other's side. Yeah, because they're pushing so hard. Okay, Nitsio's back on the tail end of Schwartz here. Let's see what he can do. Go inside this Ferrari, all the spray. He's got his wipers turned off. I mean, you can still kind of see, but... Oh... Yeah, hit the curb. Wherever there's a curb, put your car, get to the middle of the track, then come back. A little bit tight. That's going to give Schwartz a better run. Oh, yeah. He's going to... Oh, that was just a bad mistake. That one. He's not catching that one. Oh, Nitsio, dude, you were driving so well. Oh, don't reverse on the track! Holy crap. Whew! I'm sorry to scream in everybody's ears, but Jesus, that one made me pucker up just a little bit. Anti-Rassi has come in for a splash and dash. And he's actually going to come back out. Oh, so does Sculian. They're both going to come out still in first and second, but it did allow Zampini to catch up. Oh, Michael Brooks is... Oh, there's a whole cluster of... Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, did everybody's connection just drop? Oh, no. The server died, I think. Yeah, everybody died. I can't even pick drivers. All right, well, guys, on that note, I'm going to assume that is going to be the way the race ends. So let's see if it'll actually start the... No, it won't even put up the events. Well, that is very unfortunate. That sucks really bad. Well, I'm gonna play our commercial real quick here. I'm gonna go take a quick West stop. I'll play our quick commercial, and then once it's done, if Howard has any words that he would like to say for the end of the stream or whatever, I will be right back.
Hey guys, it's Howard at Tracksvr. Just thought I'd first of all officially offer my condolences for the race not finishing the way that it should have. We had certainly had an exciting race. I think there was about 13 minutes left. Great driving on all the racers' part. So kudos first of all, and thank you to all the drivers who competed today. This is tough stuff to do, as we talk about in the stream, and Rick is always good at showing the best races. But thank you to SRM, the Sim Racing Mania, and all that you do. We know how hard you guys work, so thank you. And unfortunately, yeah, seemed to have some server issues. As Jack jokingly put it, the race wires got wet at today's race in Le Mans. So in France, it was raining pretty good most of the race. So there we go. That's a good way to put it. Thank you from all of us here at Tracksvr Racing. We're here located in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Earth. And hope most of you from Earth, if you ever do come to town, please stop in and see us. And if you are looking for a place to stay, our sponsor for this race, Hotel Blackfoot, they're about 5 minutes up the road from us. They have great accommodations, great food, other things to do besides sim racing, and we thank them. Also, we thank F40's podcast. They're a sponsor of ours as well. And every Wednesday they drop a new podcast. So for those of you who are around the world and in Calgary, they do an excellent contemporary music and politics and what's new and talking to people and interviewing business people. So kind of a great way to get an idea of how things are here in Calgary at any given time in some different worlds. And then lastly, thanks to Rick and all the pit crew here, and Jack and Colin, our drivers in this series. And I guess thank you to myself for putting this all together and making these guys work. It's such hard work that we drive them very hard. Haha, race pun. Anyways, guys, I'm out. You guys have fun. We look forward to seeing you on our next stream. I'm going to turn you over to Rick here. He's going to say his final words. And remember, if you ain't first, you're last. And we did lots of paint swapping today, so it was lots of fun. Talk to you guys later.
Alrighty, guys, you heard it here first from Howard. Lots of paint trading, lots of carnage, lots of good racing, all that good stuff. Thanks so much for watching, everybody that tuned in. Nick, I'm glad you stopped working to watch the race. It was probably way more interesting anyway. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Apologies for stream ending a little bit shorter, the race ending at like 15 minutes before the end of the race. Like Jack said, the race connections probably got wet. I mean, we all saw how much it was raining at Le Mans, so it's just unfortunate. I will let you guys know about finishing positions and how they're gonna handle this next race. Yeah, Nick, you can head back to work now. Yeah, it's just all the formalities at the end of the stream. I'll let you guys know next stream, how they are gonna do the finishing points and all that good stuff for this race. As it stands, Colin was in 13th and Jackaboy was in 20th, so they would both still get points. Not the points that they probably would have got if the race kept going, but it's still points nonetheless. To all the guys that DNF before this point, it sucks, man. 8 of you guys DNFing, that's horrible. It sucks. I've been there. I understand. It's not a fun feeling, especially when guys like Tomas, it's your championship on the line. It sucks, dude. I know. But we just get back in the seat and we push on and we do our best. Like the series I was just in, I only managed to race 4 races. No, 3 races. 3 races. I won 2 and just had a really crappy race on the 3rd one, and I still ended up 5th in the championship. So I mean, you can still get, it depends, right? It depends on how you look at it. If you keep pushing hard, you can still get good finishing points and all that good stuff. So, but thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm not sure, because I know Colin isn't racing next week. Actually, I won't be able to put up the schedule, but I can go into here. Oh, Destin, it was awesome to watch. I haven't watched a fight like that for a long time. Race 3 will be Olton Park, so I don't know if I will be streaming that one or not, but it's at Olton Park, and then if I don't stream it, I'll let you guys know all the standings and stuff from there. Other than that, I'm gonna head off now, get to work like Howard said. I gotta go do my job at this point. And I'll talk to you guys next stream.